From the Detroit Free Press, it's Wednesday, January 20th. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Bush's has over 4,000 Michigan products, including the freshest fruit and vegetables, meat, seafood, and baked goods. Stop by one of Bush's 16 locations for the personal service you expect from your neighborhood grocer.
For the Detroit Free Press, this is Joe Guillen. Less than 1 week after charges were filed against former Governor Rick Snyder for his role in the Flint water crisis, his lawyers are trying to get the case thrown out. That's because, according to Snyder's lawyer Brian Lennon, the charges were filed in the wrong court. Lennon said they should not have been filed in Flint's Genesee County. Instead, the proceedings should be in Lansing, where Snyder worked as governor at the time of the alleged crimes. Lennon has called the charges against Snyder, 2 misdemeanor counts of willful neglect of duty, untrue. During a hearing in Snyder's case on Tuesday, prosecutors did not discuss why the charges were filed in Genesee County as opposed to Lansing. The matter is expected to be discussed at a future hearing. The next court date in Snyder's case is February 23rd.
I'm Adrienne Roberts, reporting for the Detroit Free Press. Hundreds of thousands of Michigan residents filing for unemployment benefits got some good news Monday. After weeks of not being able to certify, filers who have weeks remaining on 2 federal programs, PUA, which is for freelancers and those who wouldn't normally qualify for benefits, and PEUC, which extends regular state benefits, could claim the weeks they had missed and start getting paid. Filers for regular state benefits and those on the extended benefits program could certify starting last week. But the news wasn't good for everyone. PUA and PEUC claimants who had exhausted their benefits before December 26 still have to wait to certify. And there's no end date. The state's unemployment insurance agency only says that they have a deadline of January 30th to get those programs up and running. That means 206,000 Michigan residents out of work will have to wait at least a month to receive any benefits. The reason for the delay is that Michigan's Unemployment Insurance Agency has to implement new federal benefit programs after U.S. Congress passed a new stimulus package. The bill wasn't signed into law until after those federal programs had already expired.
This is Christina Hall with the Detroit Free Press. Several local health departments in Michigan scrambled to reschedule appointments for COVID-19 shots this week as they ran out of doses of the Pfizer vaccine and had to pivot because they got the Moderna vaccine instead. On Tuesday, state health officials also announced that nearly 12,000 doses of Moderna vaccine were spoiled because of temperature control issues during delivery to Michigan by a company contracted with the federal government to handle COVID-19 vaccines. No one was injected with the spoiled doses. Since December, health departments have been getting the Pfizer vaccine from the state. This week, Wayne County canceled about 1,400 vaccinations, and Washtenaw County canceled 1,500 because they didn't receive as much of the Pfizer vaccine as they had expected and couldn't shift quickly enough to give the Moderna vaccine instead. The appointments will be rescheduled. Detroit received 6,000 vaccines instead of the 9,000 to 10,000 it was expecting. Those being vaccinated the rest of this week at the city's drive-through vaccination clinic will receive a Moderna shot instead of the Pfizer one. Oakland County's health division received 7,200 doses of the Moderna vaccine, the most doses it has received of any vaccine in a single week. But it, too, had to reschedule some second-dose appointments for the Pfizer vaccine from this week to next. Macomb County received 4,900 doses of the Moderna vaccine, which will be injected into arms this week. It asked for 50,000 doses of vaccine.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Eric D. Lawrence. The merger of Fiat Chrysler automobiles with Peugeot has created the world's 4th largest automaker, called Stellantis. But don't expect to see brands from the Peugeot side start showing up on U.S. streets anytime soon. Carlos Tavares, the CEO of Stellantis, said the company's focus will be on the brands that are already here, and brands that haven't had the same level of investment as others will have a chance to rebound, he says. That could be good news for brands like Chrysler and Dodge. Tavares says the creation of sister cars is one way the larger scale of Stellantis could help. Sister cars would be those from different brands that share components, even as they appear distinct to consumers. that makes it less expensive to introduce new models. And rather than jeopardizing auto jobs as some have expected, the merger would be a shield, Tavares says. Jobs would definitely have been in danger without the merger, Tavares says.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer.